What's up? Check this out, y'all. I am not about to be addressing every last thing that's going on in the world on the internet. But the thing I do have to address is this White Lives Matter t-shirt. I've always been there, and I will always support my brother Kanye as a free thinker. But the White Lives Matter t-shirt, I don't rock with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not with it. And with the press and what fashion is doing, thinking it's a joke. But right now, all America has planned for us is poverty, incarceration, and death. So before I could get to any other lives matter, which all lives matter, you know what I'm saying? That Black Lives Matter, don't play with it. If you don't wear the shirt, don't buy the shirt, don't play with the shirt. It's not a joke.
Kanye, I officially want a divorce. You know, please, until you get your act together, I can't have you out in these streets talking BS all the time in front of white people. Hey, everybody, this is Mike, and you're watching the Reelblack podcast. And if it's Saturday, it means that we are joined by our friends across the pond from the 21 Rules of Blackness, Jason Clue and Manny. How's it going, guys?
Hi.
It's going good. It's going good.
Now, you before we get started into the topic, I guess Woman King is finally opening in the UK. But you have you had a chance to see it yet, or
not yet?
By the time this is being aired, we should have watched it, but we haven't seen it yet.
Okay, yeah, we're doing this a couple days early just for the sake of organization. You know, so this is a pre-record, but you know, Jason, do you want to take us into? So we'll talk the next time we talk. If it's still relevant to people, we'll get you. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the film.
Absolutely.
But today it's all about what?
We're going to discuss Rule 17. Don't use stereotypes to quantify blackness. Okay. So there's a few points we're gonna cover. This is the question here. So we saw this image. I didn't really give it that much time on why they're wearing the shirts. Right, but I kind of get the idea because I've seen Kanye and Candice, their views, and I keep saying Candice. So that's like the British way you say it. Because what's the American way to say it?
Candice.
Yeah, Candice. And you say Candice. Yeah. Right. So I do apologize for the pronunciation. Right. So are black people allowed to be impartial when it comes to race? Because
I don't even know. First and foremost, what is this like? Because that's a straightforward question. But is there going to be any relevance to these tops what they're wearing? Because honestly,
because the idea, right, is that they're going to wear what? Right. Again, I'm guessing based on what they've said historically.
And does anyone know what they're saying? These.
Well, let me just explain, because this is something which Candice Owens has said on numerous occasions,
okay.
Right? In terms of Black Lives Matter. Yeah. The reason why they wear White Lives Matter is because they're saying it's Black Lives Matter, White Lives should matter too, right?
Is that what it is? Is that what it actually is?
That's how they spin it. Whether that's how it is in their head, I don't know, right? But I'm just saying the words that come out.
That's everybody's typical response to, well, not everybody, but a white supremacist response to Black Lives Matter would be White Lives Matter too, or White Lives Matter. I mean, so to see these two clowns wearing this outfit in Paris on Fashion Week is disgusting to me.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's very confusing.
He's expecting. I'm glad I stream music for free because, you know, he's expecting money for this message. It bothers me a great deal.
So with that question, Mike, yeah, what's your take on that?
Are they allowed? You're allowed to do anything you want.
Yeah, well, we know, obviously you're allowed to do what you want, but in terms of your opinion, can a black person really be impartial when it comes to race?
It goes back to the previous statement: all skin folk ain't kinfolk. So when you're defining, you know, I'd much rather have black people be in alignment and on code with the way they deal with race, especially in public, out in the world, you know, because unity is what well, I shouldn't even say unity. What this whole game is divide and conquer, right?
Mm.
So I would love to see a unified Black people. Whether we get there or not, I don't know, you know, but what I try to do every day is to bring positive messages out to people that help unify us. But all skin folk ain't kinfolk. And there are a lot of people that'll do anything just for capitalism, for a dollar or for attention or likes or whatever. They're not on the same page. And, you know, I'm at the age, Manny says he's at a certain age. I'm at the age where I'm not trying to save the world anymore. I'm just trying to get my people onto the boat. You know, I got one boat right now. You know, if you allow me to continue, then I'll get a fleet of ships and I'll come save you, you know, so to speak. Not that anybody needs saving from Mike D. I need some saving myself. But yeah, I think that if you're conscious, you're aware of what all the things that have been done against Black people, and you're in alignment to not see it happen again. You know, these two folks clearly did not get the memo.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on that, Manny?
On what thing we're talking about?
Well, the image and then the question. Oh,
as
wow.
I said, well, I'll be honest with you, like the image, yeah, I still do not know. Not that it really matters, to be fair, if I'm absolutely honest, yeah. I still don't know what his motivations were, because he's a trickster in it. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So I don't know what he's trying to get at when he does this. He probably thought it was a very clever media ploy that was going to get him attention. And
who's he tricking? If he's a trickster, who's he tricking though?
But this is what it was. The issue. Well, to be honest with you, here's the crazy thing. You say who's he tricking, bro? Yeah, you remember. You think this is a completely random thing. I'm not going to go into it, but remember I had that dream, and you remember I wrote that script. And you remember what that script was about?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And then ultimately,
you want to share it, or you want to keep?
Nah, I don't want to go into that. Definitely, not. That's not for public consumption. Yeah, right. But he also ran for president. So when he's doing all of this, mate, I don't really know who it's really for, because nothing he does is for us. It's not for us. And if it is for us, it's for us beyond what we can see, if it is actually for us. So I don't know what his intentions are, but I just know that obviously doing that and saying that is damaging. And I know that there are people who are going through what they're going through right now. And for them, the Black Lives Matter movement was some kind of a blanket. I heard somewhere else that he said that the Black Lives Matter movement was a scam. Now, I've heard that same thing, and it probably was a scam. But should you wear a White Lives Matter t-shirt to allegedly highlight it was a scam? I don't think you should. If you want to say it's a scam, then say it's a scam without doing that. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So it's a tricky one. You get me? But to go back to your main question, that's a different topic again. So just to deal with that thing, I don't know what these topics are about. I think it's in bad taste, whatever the reason is. Yeah. But I would also say that with Kanye West being a trickster, I really want to know what the reason was, basically.
Yeah, he doesn't get a pass from me on this one.
There's no pass. I just want to know what the reason is, because he's a trickster in it. So I don't know, why did you do that? Like,
I mean, in the past, you could argue mental illness or whatever. I mean, and narcissism is uncurable.
Narcissism, definitely. And I think his mental illness situation, that's not to say that he hasn't got some mental illness.
Oh, no, he's self-professed bipolar. So, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, in the past, when he was going through his public episodes and saying those things, I gave him a pass. I said, okay, well, he's on a mission, he's on a journey to try to figure this out.
Can I ask a question? Yeah,
why is it back to the same level of ignorance? It just shows his character.
But people, why? I mean, again, I'm not trying to say.
Oh, it was Paris. I just looked it up. It was Paris Fashion Week, by the way. He was promoting.
Yeah, exactly. And he's releasing some new trainers.
Yeezy season 9.
Yeah, he's releasing some new trainers. Exactly. So the thing is, right. So he could have some ulterior motives for doing what he's doing.
Well, he gets some press, isn't he?
Yeah. And because he knows he's going to cause a stir with his stuff,
right. But
how is it and why is it, right? Listen, how is it?
A bad call.
We've all seen the documentary Kanye West, right? He's always been kind of like this, but he obviously had a better handle on it, why is it that it seems to be that it's only Kanye West, right, who's got this mental health affliction, yeah, that has him having these kinds of outbursts anytime he feels like it? He's not the only bipolar person in the world who's famous, yet nobody, yeah, is as bad at public outbursts as he is. And for him, all of these public outbursts, all they've done is lead him to where he is to this day. Anything he's ever done,
yeah, but
involved an outburst.
Someone did mention before. In fact, a few people have mentioned it before. His public outbursts are never against the establishment, though. They're always like against black people, aren't they?
No, that's not true. That's actually absolutely not. That's bullshit. That's what I'm trying. And this is the thing in it. Again, people like this is what I say. I don't know. And this is and again, I'm happy sometimes to just be honest and say I don't know, because they definitely there's no one who's ever turned around and says on Live Aid, like there was talk about the floods, wasn't it? Was it?
Oh no. That's before he was saying he had.
No, but I don't know. But what I'm saying is but bro, he's always watch his documentary. He's always
no. But we're talking about since he's said that he has mental health issues.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. His outbursts, the statements he's made.
Yeah.
Right. Which people say, I'm not the one saying this. What people say that he always seems to target the black community, like with the Harriet Tubman one. Slavery is a choice.
He's an agent. I mean, basically, he serves a role. I mean, I hate
hugging Trump. What I'm saying is, hear me out. What I'm saying is, right? Like what I'm saying is that people say that he never, like for example, the Queen died in England, right? Yeah. Right. He didn't have a episode and then decide to say something about the Queen.
Agreed. This is what I'm saying. I agree.
Yeah. If
but you know where I'm coming from is this year that this idea. So I don't want to rubbish anyone's mental health in it, but I'm not sold on his mental health in the same way that so many people are sold on his mental health, because as you correctly pointed out, he picks his moments. Yeah, he picks his moments, and I say I want to know why he did what he did, because he picks his moments. Yeah, but at the same time, every moment he ever picked, right, has taken him to where he is today. So I'm more intrigued rather than guessing why he's doing it. I'm more interested to hear why he says he's doing it, because from the point of him saying my man doesn't care about black people, or him turning around and saying, Jay-Z, please don't send your hitters after me, or him turning around and saying, Sway, you don't have the answers, to him coming back and saying Sway did have the answers, but at that point in time, he didn't have the answers, but now he does have the answers. And like, no one really understands him, and the whole, we don't. If we're honest, none of us does, basically. I'm quite happy to say I don't understand him. I'm quite happy to say there has never been anybody else to date like him. Yeah. And for everything that he's done in the way that he's done it, he's put himself into this. He's tried to always classify himself as some kind of demigod, right? He's trying to give himself that kind of legendary Tupac, Biggie status that so many people chase, and Jay-Z status that so many people chase. Yeah. And he's always said it about himself. And lo and behold, whether we want to admit it or not, he's got it now. For better or for worse, he's got it now. He's a living legend. So when he does something, this supposed madman who we're now saying, oh, he doesn't say a negative thing about the Queen, or he doesn't say that. Like, when this supposed madman says crazy stuff and it only ever results in him getting more popularity, more money, more success, more people listening to him, I'm more intrigued to like where's he coming from? I want to hear what he's saying, because he's telling me he's a man who's doing things so differently to everybody else that there's times you just got to accept I haven't got a clue. I don't know where he's coming from. Simple as.
Yeah, no, I'm not claiming to know where he's coming from either, Manny. But what I'm saying is that he says the things and he becomes more popular, right? But if you're saying don't put Harriet Tubman on a, well, she didn't say don't put Harriet Tubman on a $20 bill. But when there's talk about Harriet Tubman going on the $20 bill, he was saying Harriet Tubman didn't she didn't do that. What did he say, Mike? She didn't do that much or something like that.
I don't remember that quote, but I mean,
yeah, I'll have to dig it up and find it.
Typical Kanye outburst,
right? And then,
what did he say? It's quite important to know what he did say.
I'll tell you exactly what he said. Right. Kanye West, Harriet Tubman. This is what he said. Harriet Tubman. Right. What he said was Harriet Tubman never actually freed any slaves. right? Is what he said.
Well, he's speaking from a position of ignorance, you know.
Right, that's what he said. And then the other thing he said was, the slavery is a choice one. Right?
Oh, you remember that?
Yeah, and then I can't remember what else. But what I'm saying is, right, is that he says these things, then he becomes more popular. Right now, you can argue, if I was going to put my tinfoil hat on now, right, the people there's certain people in the world, right? I'm going to mention who. There's certain people in the world who love to hear that kind of thing, right? They get, without being crude, they get excited when they hear that kind of thing. Yeah, right. You know what I'm talking about?
Which thing is that?
Yeah.
When they hear someone saying Harriet Tubman didn't free any slaves and slavery was a choice.
Well, again, you know, you have to dismiss anything not music related or fashion related.
Yeah, I'm just saying, going by what Manny's saying, because Manny says he says things, and each time he gets bigger. So he's a genius, or not? Or
no, he didn't say that.
He didn't say that. Yeah, don't put words in your mouth.
Oh, he knows how to get attention.
But he's very clever. He's smart, because he says things that we can't maybe understand why he's saying it, but it keeps working out for him because he's growing and growing and growing. But what I'm saying is, the things he's saying, a lot of people love hearing that, Manny. Now, if he was saying things, I've never heard him say anything that these same people, right, who we know we're talking about, these same said people wouldn't want to hear. I haven't heard him say that yet.
Not yet. You mean no? You've not heard him say it again since. That
I haven't heard. Look. I'm saying post. I'm saying since.
Yeah, post. Yeah. Exactly.
Post Kardashian, right, or pre-Kardashian.
Pre-Kardashian.
Yeah. So post Kardashian, I haven't heard him say anything that these people would not want to hear.
I agree.
Yeah, he's crazy like a fox. There's certain places he won't go to get.
Yeah, I haven't heard him say anything that these people wouldn't want to hear.
Why do you think that is, though? I agree, but why do you think it is? And I don't know.
That is. Yeah. I don't know why that is. Okay. I can speculate why that is.
Please, people, I'll tell you what, I would like to know, people, in the comments, because I haven't got a clue. But I would genuinely like to know why you think it is that is the case now.
Like I say, I could speculate why it is.
Well, right? I'm happy to speculate as well, because I want to actually come out of this if I can be.
Well, it's like this. It's like this, right? Let's have a look. If right, the scientific method. What is the scientific method? The scientific method is, I'll read out the definition of the scientific method, right? The actual method of the scientific method definition. Right? Definition. Scientific method definition. A method of procedure that has natural science in 17th century, consisting in systematic observation, measurement, and experiment, and the formulation, testing, and modification of hypothesis. Right? That basically means you do something. You carry out some experiment. You do something. You watch it, observe it, to see what happens to it. Okay. Now, if that is based on the outcome, you will then do something else based on that outcome. Right. So if you're using the scientific method, you've done something, you've observed it, watched how it developed, and there was some kind of success that came out of that, then you're gonna do the same thing again, aren't you?
I suppose.
Right. And then you do the same thing, you observe it, you watch it. Yeah. And then another outcome comes, which is similar to the previous outcome. You'll continue doing that, won't you? If you then did something the opposite of that and observed it, and it went the other way, you're thinking, right, okay, I know not to do that. That's a scientific method, right?
Yeah.
So he has been carrying out a scientific method, how it appears, of what works. And it seems that what works, he continues to do.
Okay.
Right? Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah. So therefore,
it's a calculated move for him to
so that's that. Yes. Okay. So basically, what he's doing is working. Yeah.
Well, if he's willing to take the risk, I mean, but it's very disrespectful to his black audience. I mean, I don't care if you buy.
Go on. Sorry, go on, Jason.
But the thing is, based on that scientific method, the same scientific method, when he does that, the black people get upset and they still show him love.
They still show him love.
Well,
Jason, this is the thing. I'm asking you, and you've actually given me a take there because, he's doing something right that is giving him continued success, and the black people are still showing him love. And of all of the black people that have ever existed, that have come from where we've come from, he is currently the most likely to be, even though we don't know if there's going to even be any American presidents beyond, what's his name? Trump. But yeah.
Biden now.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know Biden now, but he's looking like Trump might get himself back in. He's looking like it. Just saying. And yeah, it's been long speculated that Trump will be the last American president. We still have
2 more years of
well, just saying. I mean, mate, he's not like, you know, Biden's not.
Anyway, make your point, man. Make your point.
The point I'm making is, yeah, this geezer seems to be getting further than anybody else, irrespective of anything, and he still gets the love of the people. And there is no point other than that. I'm not making a point. It's just that he's getting far. He's doing what he wants to do. This here is a really bad move, and I really want to see how this pans out, because this White Lives Matter.
I think he'll pan out. Look,
it's a really bad move.
Based on the scientific method, right?
Yeah,
it continues to work. He says something outrageous that upset black people.
Yeah,
and then he gets rewarded for it.
Yeah, well. Then in that case, then what would you choose? So the basic is what my thing is this year, as stupid as this sounds, as dumb as this sounds, yeah, if he's going to piss in the face of black people and yet get love and success from black people and white people, yeah, should he stop doing what he's doing? What's the incentive? Based on the scientific method, man. What I'm saying is, well, based on the method, what you're saying, yeah, because what all I'm getting is this man takes the biscuit, yeah, out of his people, right? And this, I don't think he should have done this. But irrespective of what I think, based on the scientific method, I think this is a bad move. But based on the scientific method, he's still going to get love from black people and obviously white people as well. Yeah. So he is taking another step in the direction of wherever it is he's headed. And he did say he's going to run for president again. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, with that being said, that's it. So, you know, are black people allowed to be, all right, so listen to this. Are black people allowed to be impartial when it comes to race? My question is Kanye being impartial when it comes to race then?
He definitely is not.
Mike said he's not. What do you reckon, Jason? Is he being impartial when it comes to race?
Well, no. So I don't hear him saying the opposite. He doesn't even it out. It's not impartial if you're... You know, if you're is it
almost as though he's partial to white people?
I'm saying it's like how some people perceive impartiality. I've heard of black people do this, where they say they call black people out on all their things, right? And they think that's their version of being impartial. It's like, well, I'm black and I'm saying it. That means I'm impartial. And you're thinking, well, no, because I only ever hear you saying, you know, I only hear you saying calling black people out on all the bad things they do. But you're not calling out white people on any of the bad things they do. But then they think because I'm black,
so he's not impartial then.
I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him demonstrate.
I don't know, mate. I wouldn't say he's impartial based on what you said here.
Yeah, but this is what he's presenting.
What
and can be so presents that.
So
that they're impartial.
That's what they try to present. Yes, if you that's their
I'm
not the one. Look,
so
I'm not the one. I'm not defending them. I'm not saying they're impartial.
That's quite clever. That's quite clever. He's actually quite clever.
Ye's someplace counting money. I'm not. So
ruse. That's a clever ruse because clearly he's partial, even if he's not partial. But you know what? Being devil's advocate in it, and as I say, like I'll skip on this one because I don't know enough here. But he came out and says George Bush does not care about black people, right? And
that was a long time ago.
But I don't give a shit if it was a long time ago because tell me someone before him, apart from Muhammad Ali, that was so outspoken, there was nobody. Yeah. So he was the next person. You ain't done it. I ain't done it. We ain't even done anything closely similar to it for fear of getting locked off YouTube. We're too fearful, but he did it on national TV for the whole world to see. So let's give him his credit for that. Let's give him a clap for that. Even if it was back in his old life before he got cloned, he did a big thing that no one else did do. It was revolutionary at the time. Yeah. Credit to it, yeah. He did what he did. He got him where he got him. Now, I don't know who this new Kanye West is. Yeah. I don't know who he is, and I think he's someone different, yeah. However, he's done it that way and it got him so far. Now he's doing this Impartial thing, and he's getting him further. Like, and all I know is I'm watching him go. Yeah, I'm not in the driver's seat with him. I'm not on the bus with him. I don't know what's going on. He's supposed to be a madman, but there's nothing about him in his calculated moves that really suggests he's a madman. That's it. I don't know nothing else.
I was never calling him a madman.
Nah, no, you never. I'm not about.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, look, I've seen. Look, my mother worked in a mental hospital for 30 years. Yeah, and sometimes she took me there as a kid, and I didn't see anyone in that mental hospital.
It was mad. They were
there were definitely mad people in the mental hospital. What I'm saying is, I didn't see anyone in there who was a billionaire anyway. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He's rich. He's rich.
Okay, so he's eccentric now. He's not.
Mate, no, and that's the thing in it. You could call him that. Yeah. He's almost like some kind of comic book character, flipping. You know what I mean? What's it, Mr. Glass type character? Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
I am personally. I'll be honest. Yeah, I am intrigued. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it 100% real. I'm intrigued by the madness that this man does because, as Jason said, he does a thing. Yeah, he can fly in the face of everything you respect. Yeah, but he still gets respect the next day. If he comes to England, yeah, right, tomorrow, it's already happened. He came to England. He was here for London Fashion Week.
Yeah,
all about top artists. All about top artists, yeah, who came into contact with him, showed him nothing but love. Basically, he had beef with Drake, yeah, and I'm sure, like, you know, what's his name got involved in it? Scarface, not Scarface, but Scarface's elder, forgot his name, yeah, but he got involved and was able to kind of like mellow that down as well, and he mellowed it down with Pusha T and Drake as well. This man just does what he wants in it, and it's interesting to see how he's managing to just get away with doing what he wants and breaking all the rules.
Well,
you know what I mean? Because we have all been trying to excel for ages, yeah, without success.
Well, the emperor has no clothes. I take back my power, like any power that I invested in Kanye West. I now see him as a very flawed individual. I would hate to be him. Self-loathing.
100%.
He probably can't sleep at night half the time, and it doesn't matter how much of a brilliant person you are, or a genius. You talk about being impartial when it comes to race. You should not, especially when you have the platform that Kanye does as representing as a black man and talking about all these issues in his music. He should not be going anywhere with MAGA hats and White Lives Matter T-shirts. It's just fundamental.
You should have known anyway, because he was with Kim Kardashian, wasn't he? Let's be honest.
Well,
like Kim Kardashian, mate, she no good. Okay,
so let's can we move on? We spent like
let's move on, yeah, for real, because yeah. I don't even know.
Yeah, I've never seen Kanye. I've never seen Kim Kardashian wear a MAGA hat though, which is ironic.
Well, they were wearing Confederate flags at one point too. I mean, the style appropriation is not valid. In my opinion. He's serving in the hands of the oppressor when he tries to.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
messages and symbols.
Right. Let's move on.
Jesus.
Right.
Yeah.
So, are we playing into their hands?
Who's we?
We as black people. We're playing into their hands with the stereotypes. Are we? Is the question.
Well, stereotypes. Look, if I saw somebody that looked like a mugger coming down the street, I'd cross the street. I mean, you know, there's regardless
of what a mugger looks like. If that guy was walking towards you. That guy there in that image was walking towards you.
Kodak Black with the diamond teeth and all that stuff.
Yeah, well, just not necessarily Kodak Black, just a guy who looked exactly like that.
I'd be like, yo, where'd you get them diamonds from, bro? It's dangerous out here. You could get robbed.
would you know, if that guy was walking up to your car window, would you put your windows up?
I'd think he's very wealthy because he looks wealthy with them diamonds on.
Yeah, he's got
either they're fake, either them diamonds is fake, or he's very rich. That's what I'd think personally. What would you think?
Or he wants to rap.
Yeah, or he's a rapper. It's either you want to rap or you're a rapper. If he walked up to my car looking like that, I think he must be someone famous because look at him.
I'd be like, he must be handing me a mixtape because I don't.
I mean, come on, Mike. Let's be honest. If you got that kind of money, you're not handing no mixtapes, are you? You're probably on the way to the O2 Arena because you've sold it out. Let's be honest. You get me? Like, we're not stupid.
I get you.
You get me? We're
So,
not stupid.
so the question: are we playing right into their hands?
I think in terms of stereotypes,
I think stereotypes can be useful, but at the same time, you know, we should not define our idea of blackness through stereotypes. I think that
I'm gonna be devil's advocate today, yeah, and I'm gonna say this. Based on Kanye West and that, yeah, I think we are playing into their hands with stereotypes, and he definitely ain't no type of stereotype, yeah, and he seems to be winning. So me personally, I'm going in the opposite direction to stereotypes, and I'm just gonna do what I want to do, like Kanye West does what he wants to do, and maybe my scientific experiment would lead me to keep winning as a result of not doing what's been done by everybody else before.
Well, if that's your take on Kanye, I understand.
It's not my take on.
That's why he gets a lot of respect in certain circles, because he is a quote unquote free thinker. But sometimes, you know, his delusions are so hardwired. I thought he had dumped Candace Owens, and to see him stand next to her, I thought he had gone to Chicago and found himself. But
when you say dumb, they're not seeing each other, are they?
Delusion.
No, they're just like besties. They're like best friends.
Best friends. Are they?
It's
crazy. But yeah, we are playing into their hands with stereotypes. To be honest with you, any kind of stereotype, you are playing into people's hands, because at the end of the day, with these stereotypes here, you can be trapped, can't you? Because with a stereotype, if you are playing to a stereotype, it's already known what you want. So, for example, every time a certain kind of kid who's a stereotype of a rapper goes into a music studio or into an exec's office and says he wants to sign a deal, they know what it is they have to do and give to this geezer to keep him under control, whether it is that advanced so he can hold it to his ear or whatever it is, isn't it? Like, we're not dangerous to them. Do you know what I mean? They know how much they can put on us, how much they can give to us, whether we're going to succeed with it, what we're going to do with it, whether we're going to invest it or we're going to squander it, and then we're back to them again, selling our music catalogs for next to nothing, wherein they just put it in computer games for the next God knows how many years, making billions off it, and we probably made 100,000, 200,000, 500,000. Do you know what I mean? So it's just it's like everything else in it. The world is not benevolent. It's not a benevolent world. People are not altruistic. Basically, everyone's out here to fleece you for your talent. When I say everyone, I don't mean us, but this construct that we subscribe to, institutionals, music institution, film institution, they're out to pillage us. You know yourself. You've got a platform. You've made some quality content, some really, really good content. Do you know what I mean? We're not going to monetize you on that, but there's absolutely no reason known to man why they can't let you make money off the content that they know you created. The algorithm lets them know that you made it, so why wouldn't they give it to you? Like, that's what they're doing. They're here to, but they're still going to make money off the advertising stream. So this is what they do. You get me? But if we were empowering ourselves, like when Myman said, you don't have all the answers, Sway, and Sway said, but you could do it. And I was thinking, but Kanye, you could do it, because even me, I can go and make some trainers and get them made in China now, but you're a multi-millionaire, you could do it. Kanye said no. Now Kanye's saying yes. Do you get me? At the end of the day, we all go to YouTube with our stuff, and then YouTube tells us what we're going to do with our stuff, and YouTube doesn't really tell us all the people. We can't get the emails of the people that watch our stuff, the telephone numbers of the people that watch it, but it's ours, it's not theirs, but they own it. Yeah. Basically, so we are a stereotype.
They target advertising directly to those people based on their previous habits. This AI is real.
How much? They're taking our things in it and they're making money with our things, and they're going to take our music catalogs and make money with our music catalogs. We are still a stereotype. Basically, the game just got more sophisticated. That's all it is, and we've got to go beyond what it is. So, you know, putting it on Reelblack on StreamYard is a good move. Putting it on Patreon is a good move. But even still beyond that, somebody needs to build Patreon, one of us, even Kanye West. And that's the kind of thing in it, because Kanye West is that guy to do that. But we just don't know what his intentions are. But he's the kind of one who would turn around and have his own version of YouTube now, because he's limitless, or he feels limitless. So for that, I always have to, like, again, it's just that curiosity, like, you know, he's not playing into stereotypes, but by not playing into stereotypes, he's not confined or constricted by some of the things that we all are confined and constricted by. He is out there making change on a big scale.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's what it is, what it is, isn't it? It is what it is.
He's a powerful influencer, I'll give you that much.
He's a powerful influencer. And I don't know what his motives are, because as Jason can testify,
but, you know, I mean, there's certain lines, you know, codes, if you want to call it that, you just don't.
But then this is the thing, Mike, you just don't break them.
Like you say, it's damaging.
You don't break them, but Mike, listen, you do not break them, yeah. But I'm gonna say this in it, and obviously I'm very careful. I've been very careful from a certain point. I know I have, because I'm just not sure how it will come across, yeah. But you don't break them. But what if, yeah, like we say certain codes and that you don't break them. At the end of the day, I know in many times people have said that the ends justifies the means. Bottom line, the ends justifies the means. And the reason a lot of the time none of us wants to break these codes is because we don't want anyone to look at us and get the wrong impression of us, yeah, and think that we're a sellout or with this or with that. So we won't break these codes. Yeah, even if there was a reason for breaking the codes, we still won't break them, because we don't want anyone to look at us as anything less than what we are. But what if you break in the codes? What if you are exactly what everyone thinks you are, yeah, and you have to break the codes in order to get to this next level of evolution? Mate, you have to be that one person like Jesus Christ to go out there on your own and do things on your own, yeah, to shatter everything. Just shatter it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I ain't
doing it.
When you make a certain amount of money, you start not to see color, because your color's not really around you.
I was going to say, Manny,
I think you start to see. You start to see the world differently.
I was just going to say, Manny, if
money is a controlling factor, not race, at a certain level, when you have a certain amount of money.
And if you are that person, Manny, right, where you're thinking, right, okay, I'm gonna like what other people have done in the past, yeah, like I don't know, Sammy Davis Jr., for example, right, where they ate crap in order to make it easy for people to come in after them. You know that old
I know that
adage where I've got to do that, and then it's going to be easy for the people coming after me. Then if you are doing that, Jesus Christ carrying the cross, or however you described it, then maybe not now, but in a few years, we'll start to see the residual effect of that. Now, if we don't see the residual effect of that, then we know it wasn't that. You see what I'm saying?
I absolutely see what I'm hold on, Jason, but wait there, because I want to see, so yeah, you're saying if we don't see the residual, then we know that it wasn't that. But all I'm saying is, and again, I'm not even saying this is what this geezer's doing. What I'm saying is we are free men here with our own individual minds in it, and we know who we are. Yeah. Now, in order for us to get to where we was going, what if we had to break the codes and step outside of the lines to get to where we was going? Many of us would want to do it. I don't think I would. And in terms of seeing what's happened with Kanye, we saw Kanye begging for money to get his trainers off the floor. Who's going to be the Dimadici family? Who's going to be he doesn't need them anymore. So a couple of years down the line, we saw Kanye talking smack to Gap and talking smack to Adidas and talking smack to all these people that 5-6 years ago, he was begging them for money. He ain't begging them no more. So actually, we've already seen the results of stepping out on your own.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, we still don't see the residual effects, don't we?
Kanye
no, bro. Sorry, we've seen them. Yeah.
Residual effects of what?
We're seeing them, yeah, because at the end of the day, like
no, this is what you're talking about. Maybe we talk about different things. We're talking about one person, right? We're saying, yeah, Kanye West things are working out well for him. He was begging for this opportunity. Now he doesn't need to beg. Now they're begging him, right? From a individual perspective, right? But if you're saying that he's doing these things for the greater good, yeah,
I'm not.
What's the greater good?
I'm not. Listen, here's the thing. One thing's sure. I don't know what his intentions are. I've already said that. I've made that very clear.
I know that, but what I'm saying is, using the example of him begging Nike and begging Nike, begging Adidas and begging.
Me and you right now.
Let me finish. Yeah, go on. He's begging the people, and now they're begging him. All that demonstrates is that things worked out well for him. Yeah.
You know what makes me laugh about black people? Yeah. We're very quick and we do this really easily. We like to minimalize what other people have done. All that does is
I'm not minimizing anything.
All that does is what you just said. All that does is show that things worked out well for him.
Yeah.
No, bro. What that does, yeah, it shows that if he can do it, because he really wasn't a Barack Obama. We all jumped on the Barack Obama bandwagon. You included, me included, but I already told you why I did it and was in agreement. We don't believe this man's going to make any difference. What we do need is for a black man to be the president so that other black kids can imagine and dream that it's possible. Yeah, Kanye West didn't have no Barack Obama starting in life. Yeah, he is the closest thing we're going to get to someone that represents what we are and where we're from, absolutely smashing it. And Jay-Z, of course, but Jay-Z again has gone through, and this is the funny thing, is it? Because Jay-Z sold crack and all sorts, like so many other people. He was way more damaging to the community here, but because he just sold crack and we're used to him selling crack here, some of us get onto him, but for the most part, we all love Jay-Z. Nas did the same. Some of us get onto him, but for the most part, we all love Nas. You get me? People like Popcorn, I've heard you listen to his slap music and that, yeah. We all love Popcorn, but for the most part, he's just making slap music like every other dancehall artist, yeah. Kanye don't really do no slap music. He's had some very questionable business activities. I think he might have flipping ripped off some of Kid Cudi's musical style and all sorts of things. But generally, for the most part, yeah, he's not a gangster in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, he now employs people. Yeah, he has made Virgil, the likes of Virgil Abloh, yeah, like he's had a part in his career and elevated him to superstardom. He's had parts played in Jay-Z's career as a producer and Rihanna's and everything else, yeah. The Rockefeller camp have made 3 billionaires. At the end of the day, these are not small feats. These people actually employ people. These people actually give people jobs. These people are doing stuff. We, at the level that we're at, are very quick to criticize these people. Yeah, but if we had to step out of our comfort zones and do what it takes to get to where these people have got to, we wouldn't want to do it because we wouldn't want anyone to look at us and think, is this or is that? So we would rather stay within our stereotype rather than offend everybody else. He said, I don't give a shit about offending you. Like, I'm doing what I'm doing. Now, as I said, I don't condone. You saw my script, and I'm not going to talk about the script here, but my script is not a for Kanye type of script. But what I'm saying to you is, what if then, if he's the scientist and his way succeeding, who's going to be the good guy from the people that we support, who's going to cotton on to what his science is, say, this geezer's thing's working, and I'm for the people. So actually, I'm going to copy what he did because I'm for the people, get as far as he's got, if not further. And then you get, we talk about the spook by the door. He could be the spook by the door. I'm not even saying that he is, but that's who the spook by the door needs to be. You need to understand and master what it is that they're doing in order for you to get where you're going. Because always trying to rally everybody up here.
I agree with everything you're saying. But all I'm saying is that, right, we need to see the residual effect. And also, right, it's all this hypothesis that you've got is a great one, right? But listen, yeah, the same way you said,
my point, that's not the hypothesis. No, you missed my point. No.
You spoke for 10 minutes. I just need 1 minute. I just need 1 minute. Can I have 1 minute?
You can have 1 minute, but you can't go about this hypothesis because there's no hypothesis exists. It's not a hypothesis. I'm not telling you. You're not listening to me. At no point have I told you. I'm just going to say this and you can say what you're saying. I'm not saying that Kanye West is going to do that. Be clear. I didn't say that, and I'm not saying that.
You didn't say that, but you just said
now say what you're saying. Go on then.
You said what he's doing. You said he's done all these things, right? Mm-hmm. And you said he could be the spook that sat by the door.
No, I'm saying there. You have said that, but he's not necessarily. You could be the spook that sat by the door. You could be. You're more likely to be the spook sat by the door. But where's your method? Hold on. Where's your method of doing what everyone else has done before you? Has that got you anywhere near where Kanye West is?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so if you are really the spook that sat by the door, and you are really willing to do whatever it takes to get to that place,
I'm not the spook that sat by the door because I'm not in the spaces that the spook was who sat by the door.
Well, right? He is. But Kanye West.
What I'm saying is as much as you're alluding to the fact that he could be, right? We also got
I'm not again.
Right. But you came up with the theory, the idea. Yeah, I didn't.
Let me make
it clear. I'm going to say it one more time to make it clear for you. what I'm saying, rather than guessing what I'm saying, this is why I want to give you what I'm saying, because anything you say based off what I say, I want to learn something from what you're saying to me. So take it as what I'm saying. He's done something a certain way at this precise moment in time.
Yes.
And it's got him. If this is a journey we're all going, and it starts, I'm just here and we're trying to get to there, he is way further along than the many of us in this journey. So what I am saying is, what I'm saying is, based on this idea of a scientific experiment that's working.
Yes.
We want to, who's going to be, not me, because I'm just not going to say that. I'm just not them. I'm not Kanye West in it. Yeah. But who is the person out there who is going to look at the Kanye West model and say, you know what? If doing what this man is doing can get me into a position where I can do something significant, yeah, I'm going to do it. Bottom line, I'm going to do it because at the end of the day, I'm for my people. And all these other things that we're doing, we keep on getting hijacked. We got come with the Black Lives Matter movement. We all mobilized off that, but George Soros was behind it and some transgender people. Yeah, but we all got the mobilize. Why can't me do what this geezer's done? Yeah, I'm not George Soros and I'm not a transgender person. Yeah, but I'm willing to do this thing and say these crazy fucking things if it's going to mean that I'm going to be out there and have the power to make the influence and make the change. Like, why wouldn't we do that? So when you're saying to me, we need to see what the residual is, that's again looking at Kanye. Forget Kanye, because Kanye can do what he wants. I'm saying Kanye could go that way, but Kanye could just be a big, massive fraud. But what is a fact is that what he's doing is working. So why is someone else not ripping off that model, yeah, who has got the right agenda, who really does want to make proper change for Black people? Because the model works.
Prescribe their medication.
The model is working. So why are we not looking at the model and saying, shit, that model's working?
The model,
because nobody wants to be on
by saying white lives matter and then saying Harriet Tubman didn't really
I don't care what he said. What I said to you, I wouldn't do it. I'm not brave enough. I'm man enough to say, I'm not brave enough. Simple. I'm telling you, I'm not brave enough to do what he did, and I don't.
Yeah. And all I was saying, Manny, the same. Like, but you said it for me. You just said maybe it's just all about himself, and that's the point I was going to say. Yeah, is maybe. He's doing it purely for himself.
Yeah. And what about the other thing I said? And now you've tackled that, because this is what I tried to say. This is why I said there's pointless you keep saying this thing to me because we're not in disagreement. But now we've both tackled that maybe he's all for himself. Yeah. What about the other side of the coin, which is where are the other people who are real, who are about this life, who want to make the change? Why are they not looking at this model that you identified, not even me? I asked you. You was the one who made it reality to me. You're the one who made it known to me. Like, there's a thing called a scientific method. I sat there and I was like, rah. I was intrigued. I was engrossed because I'm like, right, actually, you know what? You're right. It's working. So why is no one else doing it then? Because it's working.
What I'm saying is, right, it's I think only certain people could pull that off.
Okay,
now,
what kind of people?
Listen, let me break it down, right? Now, not like, I don't think like Jay-Z could put on a MAGA hat, hug Donald Trump,
he couldn't,
right? Say Harriet Tubman didn't free any slaves.
You know what? Yeah.
Right?
He couldn't.
And then say that slavery was a choice.
And you know what he couldn't? Can I tell you why?
It's still. You know
what he couldn't? Because like me, here's why he couldn't. Because like me, yeah, like me, Jay-Z, yeah, doesn't, and I'm using this for simplicity in it because I'm no genius, yeah, but I'm intelligent enough. So I'm gonna say this and hope that people understand where I'm coming from. Like me, Jay-Z isn't brave enough to break out of his stereotype. So I can't do that. I can't put on a MAGA hat for all the good it might do for everybody. I still couldn't do it. My pride and my beliefs won't allow me to do that.
Let me put this out there, Manny. Let me put this out there.
Hold on. Go on.
Let me just say this, right?
Say this. Go on.
How about this? Maybe the reason why some people can do that and other people can't is because some people actually believe it and some people don't believe it. One person might be having to act, the other person might actually think that way.
Again, but then this is what I'm trying to say, and this is where it gets silly to me, because yes, that makes sense. But then you've got Jay-Z, who really did sell drugs, yeah, and really was a gangster, and he made millions and millions off being a rapper, and that's what he did, yeah. And then you've got 6ix9ine, who was a snitch nine, who was never a gangster and was whatever, but he made millions and millions off being a rapper, and that's what he did. So there are many, many actors in the rap game who pretend to be gangsters that are not. They all copy Jay-Z. Yeah. So what about the revolutionaries, yeah, who want to be in the positions of influence to say things and have the whole world hang off their nose, yeah, who want to talk about becoming the next president? Why don't they copy Kanye? Because it's all acting, mate. Everything's acting.
Okay, well, maybe someone watch this podcast and then we'll give them the inspiration to
you know what, bro? I don't think they will. You know why I don't think they will? I don't think anyone will, yeah, because honestly, it requires a lot of thought even to understand what it is that I'm saying and not think this man's chatting. I think a lot of people just think I'm talking nonsense, but I know for a fact in my head I'm not, because I've seen too many actors get too far. The whole of the UK rap scene's full of actors. If the UK rap scene, right, Mike, was full of murderers, as all these rappers would have us believe, yeah, okay, there'd be no rappers left. They'll be dead.
It's part of the game.
Likewise in the American game, it's all part of it. It's just acting, bro.
Yeah.
It's all acting. And it seems to me that as much as Kanye supposedly believes what he's saying, the fact that he doesn't come with inflammatory comments about people who he'd get shut down for speaking about now shows that actually, yeah, you believe what you're saying, but you're being very calculated now in what you're saying. Whereas before you was reckless and it got you somewhere, but you've kind of tapered your gamut, yeah, because you realize, okay, I can say that. And they put me on medication, but if I just tweak it, it will be.
Yeah. Well, that's the role of the agent provocateur.
All right.
You go back to the previous slide, are we going, working into our own hands? The more we talk about Kanye, the more we're playing right into their hands, in my opinion, because this gentleman has not shown, I mean, we fell in love with him early when he was hungry and he was putting out all those beats and the records and all that stuff. And Black folks, for whatever reason, we hang on to people a little. We take ownership of other people's success rather than our own because of various factors, but
yes,
probably because we've been denied so much. So
exactly.
We have a lot of love for Kanye and our hearts because he speaks truth. He speaks his truth. He's very passionate, and yes, what you said, he believes what he's putting out there. But that's a rapper's job to sell you his lyrics.
What I would say is, Mike, you're very right. But what these people did to us that we were unable to do, yeah. What these people did to us that we're not very good at doing, yeah. They find out what the Chloe will probably be good for this on another day. The acts. What would you say, Chloe? Like if you was to say like each Black person, they've got an act, or certain Black people have got a specific act, yeah. These people are good at looking at what our acts are or what our stereotypes are, right? And they are good at putting someone in place to perpetrate one of those stereotypes.
They package them up and present and present it to us.
Yeah, and then infiltrate us. Yeah, so they use our own stereotypes to put someone in place to infiltrate us. Or we talk about that person's a plant. And I suppose what I'm saying is not too revolutionary. I'm saying now we understand how what a successful plant looks like. That's what it looks like.
Why can't we borrow from that DNA and turn it into a positive thing?
Because that's what it looks like. Nothing else is going to work. No matter Jay-Z is going to get that.
I think you have to be a certain brand of narcissist to constantly seek attention.
Basically, you know what they listen. They've come with this new thing in it potentially, or he's made it up himself. Yeah, it's an experiment. He's painted outside the lines, and what I'm seeing from him painting outside the lines is, oh, you're unthreatening in a way because you're saying these things. You're unthreatening, but actually, the things that you're saying, as unthreatening as you are, yeah, the things that you're saying that seem inflammatory are not inflammatory enough for us to hate you. So you've come with you're walking a line that's allowing you to just keep going because we're not saying we don't want you no more, and they're not saying you've got to stop here, halt here. So you just came to be marching. So what I'm saying is I'm looking at the code for infiltration, and no one else seems to be thinking, no.
And I'm looking into the camera. Let me ISO myself. Kanye, I officially want a divorce. Please, until you get your act together, I'm standing by Kim. I can't have you out in these streets talking BS all the time in front of white people. All right,
I love it. Yeah, true.
I'm done. I'm done. We may play a song occasionally from time to time in the morning, but I'm done with the antics. Let's move on to the conclusion. We're almost at 2 hours here.
What changes can be made? Well, I think Manny kind of covered that when he spoke about. Well, he said quite a lot when he spoke about the maybe someone taking that model and using it to our advantage, doing what Kanye did, but actually put some things in place so a lot more people can come up after you and follow you in that sense, or use that influence to set up some new platforms that are for us. There's a lot.
Forget about coming after. My thing is, forget about us. Anyone coming after. Make change, do things for us, just like Jay-Z did Tidal and all these types of things. Yeah, like let's just do some revolutionary stuff with it rather than just keep coming, because we're already coming up now, innit? We can all come up, but let's make some change.
Well, I don't think we need to wait for millionaires to happen for change.
No, well, we're trying here.
Well, money's good, but then you can't really tell Jay-Z what to do with his money. So, and he certainly doesn't make public anything that he is doing to help the quote unquote cause,
And the thing is, when you're in that, and that's the dangerous thing, when you're in that position, you can't really go public because then you put a bullseye on your back. Because what I mean is, if they see that you're doing too much good, then that can be problematic.
Well, I don't know what he's doing. He's putting a lot of artists on through his management company and his.
Putting artists on, but I'm talking about if you were doing. Yeah, I'm talking about if he was doing other things,
I don't know what he's doing. I mean, they just
released
the fact that the FBI had a file on Aretha Franklin for 40 years. She was taking some of her money and putting it to Dr. King. And
that's what I'm talking about. So if you make public and say, "Oh, I'm going to donate this money for this school," or "I'm going to do this," or "I'm going to do that," then you put a bullseye on your back. If you just show the world that you're buying Ferraris and buying Lamborghinis,
that's not enough sometimes.
No, what I'm saying is, if you just show, what I'm saying is,
we just had a hurricane run through the United States, part of Florida. I don't know how many athletes and entertainers were there to send money to help. But I mean, that's the kind of visible thing that Kanye needed to be doing rather than wearing that stupid ass t-shirt, attaching himself to a cause.
Can I say something on that? I'm not going to say too much in it, because I don't know enough about the game in America, but I do know that some artists in America, they actually go to the place and put themselves there, which I think is better, because in this country, a lot of these supposed causes, for all the money that gets donated, like not even 5% gets to the people. It pays people's big, massive wages and salaries, and it never gets this. It never sees where it's meant to go. So if I was an artist and I was thinking of sending $1 million to a hurricane fund, but I knew that from experience, I know that out of this $1 million, they're gonna see, if they're lucky, 100,000. What's the point? You might as well do a Drake and walk outside with 100,000 like Drake did on that album and hand 100,000 to people, because it's going to do more good, more immediate good than it getting siphoned off by what I mean? So it's just a crazy world, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm just saying I'm just trying to address
I hear you.
I don't know. I mean, I think the pendulum swings both ways. It's way out of balance in terms of the images that we get and what we're forced to digest, in our minds and in our bodies. It's not fair, So what I cry for always is justice. Where's the justice in the art? Where's the justice in the culture? And that's what baby. You want more people to speak up from the other side of things that have integrity, that aren't necessarily self-centered. But then we're talking about show business, and to succeed in show business, you have to have a certain drive and initiative that says I'm the number one. You know what I mean?
You do. But the people that are watching here as well, yeah, like if anybody has any knowledge in Web3 or NFTs, like, you know, hit up Mike in it and help him, because again, when Web3 comes in, you're gonna own this content, and a damn thing that anybody can do to stop you from profiting from it. So if there's anyone out here that's listening, yeah, those are the things that need to be getting dropped in the comments. Like, you know, share your skills so that we can actually create something for ourselves, yeah, that's uncensored, that we can speak how we want to speak, in the same way, not in the same way, in a different way to Kanye, but in our own way. Because I know that me personally, anything I say, I censor myself, because I'm aware of what can happen if you are too honest. And it would be nice to be able to speak honestly and openly without fear of censorship or pissing off the YouTube gods. So people who are out there who understand technology, who understand Web3, who understand NFTs, hit up Mike, man. Let us know what's going on. Tell us how we can make this thing
I'm ready, guys,
better.
to get off the plantation. This is
trust me. It's glad you said it. Come on, that's what it is. You're right, Mike. It's the plantation. Do you get me? And this is what, just, you know, as mad as it seems, this is what I'm saying. I ain't no, I'm not a fan of what my man's done. I really ain't. I'm not a fan of it at all. Do you get me? Like, but I like the fact that he's just doing what he wants. I want to be able to do what I want, basically. So, you know what I mean? And I know that things like
Web3, well, that's your version, part of the
version of what you want, though, might look different.
Yeah, it would definitely look different. It ain't gonna be the same as anyone else's. Because I know me in it. I'm genuine. I'm real. I'm for the people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Kanye is a repeat offender. You know, so I can't give him a pass just because he's successful. You know,
who's a repeat offender?
I don't equate.
Oh, Kanye. Yeah.
Success with true success. So,
man, listen. As I said, Jason knows. He read my script in it. Like everything that my script says flies in the face of everything else I just said there. But that's what I want people to know. I'm not trying to sell this guy to you. I'm just saying, if this is what an agent looks like, then
yeah.
You get me?
Okay. Well, to wrap it up.
Yeah, man, let's do this. Thank you, guys.
So I'm not saying, you know, agent in that respect, but a true agent provocateur is what Kanye's role is. You know, I mean it very literally. So you know, because you know, there's other people that take that term out of context. So I just want to make that clear.
Yeah, agent provocateur. Yeah, cool. Yeah, perfect.
So and you know, he knows where his bread is buttered. He knows what's going to get him attention, what's going to sell T-shirts and all that other stuff. So, okay, so we're done. Is that the end?
That's the end.
Well done, Jason.
Ribbiter, that's all, folks.
Man with a plan, Jason. My man.